This government of India is the most disgraceful among all the southern governments. Yeah. This is the first genocide in history that is transvisual. India, Hindutva, and Zionism. It's a point that is made. Both are thoroughly racist and exclusivist ideologies. But this is a genocide in which the overwhelming majority of people that are being killed are women and children. There are representatives of 41 different parties. 31 of them have not opened their mouth since October 7, 2023. छोड़ो, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि आप निंदा करो. They have not opened their mouth. कुछ नहीं कहा. You don't have to be a Palestinian to see the justice of the Palestinian cause and to support it. You don't have to be a Dalit to fight for the liberation of Dalits. You don't have to be a woman to fight against sexism. You don't have to be black to fight against racism. The destruction of Hindutva and Hindutva rule and the destruction of Zionism, that is central. This is very, very important because it means that there is some hope for us. Not just for Palestine, not just for India, but for the world. Because when you come out in support of Palestine, you are expressing a decency and a commitment to fight for justice everywhere and anywhere. You don't have to be a Palestinian to see the justice of the Palestinian cause and to support it. You don't have to be a Dalit to fight for the liberation of Dalits. You don't have to be a woman to fight against sexism. You don't have to be black to fight against racism. And this is what is very important. And in fact, I'm also very happy that I don't have to say much because you had two young people here. I want to point out to you that this genocide that is taking place is unlike any other genocide. How do I say that? Hasn't there been genocide in South Africa, colonial times, here, there, Rwanda, Cambodia? Yes. So what is different about this genocide? This is the first genocide in history that is transvisual, that the world over, because of your telephones and smartphones, are seeing what is happening. And what this means is that you cannot escape. You have to take some kind of position on what is happening here. You cannot pretend that you are ignorant. You are not actually ignorant. And that's why this is so important. And this becomes, like so many others have said, your stand on Palestine is a stand, if you like, that commits you to a sense of human decency in a way that no other does. There are two other ways in which this genocide is different. When there is civil war in Rwanda, in Cambodia, anywhere else, Bosnia and so on, you have wars and you have mostly men fighting and killing each other. But this is a genocide in which the overwhelming majority of people that are being killed are women and children. And the third thing that makes this unique, for the first time that I can remember, hunger has been made into a deliberate weapon to kill people. Starvation is being used. This is extraordinary, and therefore we have to recognize the horror of what is happening and admire the Palestinians who are struggling not just for them, but like Shivani said and so many others, they're striving for all of us. What can I say about our government? This government of India is the most disgraceful among all the southern governments. Yeah. It is not to say that the Arab governments, unlike their people, have betrayed the Palestinian cause. But what this Modi government has done is quite remarkable. It has been a government that has never named Israel whenever it has had to come out with some statement about the genocide that is taking place in Gaza. It refuses to call this a genocide. Unlike UK, Britain, France, Germany, Italy, terrible. But even some of them had made some targeted sanctions kiya ho unhone against some people, but not the Indian government. September 6th में क्या हुआ? 6 Jews were killed in West Jerusalem. September 6th, एक महीने. Immediately, Prime Minister Office, Modi government, ने क्या कहा? It said, we condemn this, of course, strongly condemn this. We express our heartfelt condolences to the families of the victims and wish that there be a speedy recovery for those injured, for 6 Jews. In the last 2 years, this government has never said anything like this for the people of Palestine in Gaza. But this is the nature of this government. And the reason for this, of course, it is not as if other political parties in India have played a great role in supporting Palestine. Leave aside the left. The Congress party, Sonia Gandhi ने एक चिट्ठी आर्टिकल लिखा है पेपर में, yeah, Priyanka Gandhi, yes, but has the Congress party actually taken a strong stand? Has it mobilized? Because it's a party that can mobilize so many people and come. Has it? No. Has the AAP party done anything? RJD में Manoj Joshi, Manoj Jha, certainly. But the RJD officially, why? क्या हुआ? हमारा लोक सभा में there are representatives of 41 different parties. 31 of them have not opened their mouth since October 7, 2023. छोड़ो, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि आप निंदा करो. They have not opened their mouth. कुछ नहीं कहा. Why? Because they have swallowed this nonsense that if you speak about Palestine, ये एक appeasement होगा Muslims के लिए. Extraordinary. This is something that we have to understand. And what it means is that we have to understand that two things are connected together. India, Hindutva, and Zionism. It's a point that is made. Both are thoroughly racist and exclusivist ideologies. They have some things in common and they have some things which are different. Let us first see what is common. Number one, the origin myth. We are the oldest people and we were always here. Hindus and Aryans were always here. मगर हिंदुत्व के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. Vedas वगैरह came in the late Vedic age, 1400 BC. मगर 2000 years before that, you have the Indus Valley civilization, which is not Aryan. 2000 years before उनका कहना है कि Vedas were the most important. शायद आप ये भी नहीं जानते होंगे कि the oldest written text, even before the first written text about the Vedas, came from a Dravida language. अब वो कोशिश कर रहे हैं कहने के लिए कि Aryans हमेशा थे वगैरह. But the Dravidian language people were even before. A second commonality. Their ideology जो है उनका विचारधारा foundationally racist, but in two different ways. For Hindutva, foundationally anti-Muslim, anti-Christian, anti-left, but foundationally anti-Muslim, anti-Islam. That is why they support the Zionists. Because Zionism is not foundationally anti-Muslim, it is foundationally anti-Palestinian. But happy to piggyback on the current Islamophobia everywhere. That is there, very important. A third is that Israel is the only country in the world which is not a state of its citizens. यही एक देश है जो अपना state जो है, that is not a state of its naगरिक. It's not the state of its citizens, it's the state of the Jewish people wherever they are. The Islamic State of Pakistan, the Islamic State of Saudi Arabia is not the state of all Muslims. It's the state of Pakistanis, it's the state of Saudis. But Israel is the only one. And इन्होंने एक model बनाया for Hindutva and India, which is why you had the CAA. Because the CAA is actually a neighborhood right of return for Hindus. And please notice, कहाँ? From Muslim majority countries. क्योंकि CAA कहता है, because they are a minority, automatically they are discriminated against. There is terrorism against them. There is opposition automatically. मगर एक देश है जो बहुत नज़दीक है, in which there has been oppression and persecution of Hindus. मगर उसके बारे में CAA नहीं है. Do you know which country that is? A country where by neighbor, in which Hindus have been oppressed. पर वहाँ पर नहीं कहता है कि CAA चलेगा. Which is that country? It is Sri Lanka. Why? Because Sri Lanka is a majority Buddhist state. और अगर आप कहते हैं कि वहाँ पर भी होना चाहिए, तो आप कह रहे हैं, unlike Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh, जो Muslim majority का, कि ये Buddhist majority country can also be very, very automatically repressive. और फिर लोग पूछेंगे, but then if in a Hindu majority country, जैसे India, can it be oppressive? So understand what they are doing. And what is different is that they have not been able to do what Zionism has done. Zionism has been able to rewrite the history from 1948 to finish off respect to Palestinians. India में अब शुरू हो रहा है, क्योंकि they played no part in the anti-national movement, the anti-British movement. आप शायद नहीं जानते हैं कि Israel is so unusual. It is the only member of the United Nations that does not give a map showing its boundary. India and Pakistan both give a map to the UN saying the whole of Kashmir is ours. But Pakistan doesn't say Amritsar hamara hai, and India doesn't say that Rawalpindi hamara hai. But Israel does not give a map, it takes the whole of it. The other problem difference, and this is also interesting, important, is that Israel has succeeded in generating an old language into becoming the dominant language, Hebrew. इंडिया कोशिश कर रहा है, सॉरी इंडिया नहीं, हिंदुत्व कोशिश कर रहा है कि संस्कृत को इस तरह बढ़ाए, मगर नहीं चलेगा. कोशिश कर रहे हैं मगर नहीं चलेगा. तो ये जो फर्क है, सिमिलैरिटीज है, हमें समझना जोड़ है, क्योंकि ये जो जोड़ जो है इसको हमको तोड़ना होगा. In fact, the best way that we can fight and defeat and fight and support Palestine is of course some solidarity activity, but also by fighting to defeat and destroy Hindutva. It is the destruction of Hindutva and Hindutva rule and the destruction of Zionism that is central. I want to end now just by saying one thing, and that is, please let us understand what political conflict is all about. Political conflict, and this is something that Palestine teaches us. Political conflict is not above all a contest of arms. It is not above all a contest of economic strength. It is a contest of wills, where one side seeks to impose its will on the other and wants to use the means of weapons and economic and cultural factors to do that. When you understand that the essence of political conflict is the imposition of one will, then what is progressive politics and the politics of justice about? It is about initiating, strengthening, deepening, expanding that will to resist in the name of justice. And that is what the Palestinians, who are so weak in military or economic terms, have been doing for so many years. Over 100 years they're fighting. And it means that our responsibility, even though we are not in power, is to generate and deepen that will to resist. And what we have been seeing here today is precisely that. We do it through our speeches, we do it through our writings, we do it through our music, we do it through our dance, we do it in so many different ways. And as long as we keep on doing that, then you can think that we will move at some time, in your time, not in my time perhaps, but in your time, towards success and justice. Thank you very much.